Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Doghouse here at Orleans Junior Senior High School, where tonight the Lady Senators open up Sectional 61 action as they are set for their title run. The first stop, the Lady Braves of Borden. The Lady Senators coming in after two big wins to close out the regular season last week with wins over this same Borden team, 80-74 on Tuesday night, before wrapping up with senior night against the Shoals Lady Jugrocks, defeating them 73-33, the final in that one. Meanwhile, Borden comes in with a record of 9-13 on the year under the direction of first-year head coach Amanda Carmichael. And so the Senators tonight, again, on pace here, ready, willing, eager to bring hardware back to Campbellsburg. And if they can win tonight, not only is that the first step in their march toward a title, the first one in a long time for the Lady Senator basketball program, it will also be win number 15 in the program's success this season, which would bring them yet another school record. Hello again, everyone. I'm Misty Jones, and joining me tonight for tonight's Lady Senator basketball action will be my sidekick and broadcast partner, Philip Bausman. Again, as I said, the Senators come in. This is a game where you don't want to treat it kind of like a trap game, but when you come in, you have high expectations. You got nerves, you got butterflies, you got a lot of young girls playing in this game. This is still a very young, I consider a young Lady Senator basketball roster. And Coach, last week got to see this Borden team fresh on their home floor over in the friendly confines. It was a 20-plus point game at one point there in the first half, and then Borden started applying some pressure, kind of came to life a little bit in that second half. Lady Senators maybe took the foot off the gas a little too soon, and the Lady Braves able to creep back. But again, Coach Darren Russell's group able to hold on for a nice 80-74 win. 80 points, always a pleasure, but when you give up 74, that leaves some things to question maybe on the defensive end a little bit.
Yeah, we're still young. We've got two seniors, but then, all of our sophomores and juniors for the most part played last year in the sectional, but then we've got the 3 or 4 freshmen that'll get to step in and play as well, so it's going to be new to them. The advantage is we have seen the Braves last Tuesday night. Can be an advantage and a disadvantage. I think there was some learning moments from that game, an opportunity to put them away, and then we let them get back into it. So that's a learning lesson that, with this team, it's never over until that final horn blows. They've got a number of athletes on the floor that can really get after you and pressure the basketball. It'll be important for us to take care of the basketball. The thing that we did so well against them early in that game that gave us that lead was we did a great job of moving the basketball, moving within the offense, and then getting it done on the defensive end.
Well, Coach, on the other hand, this Lady Braves team comes in, of course, suffering that 6-point loss, a little bit of a heartbreaker after the effort for the comeback last Tuesday night over in the friendly confines against this Lady Senator team. But this is a Lady Braves team coming in that has lost 5 straight games to close out the regular season. And as the old adage goes, as a coach, you want to be playing your best when it's tournament time. And maybe they are playing good basketball, but you got to think on the mental side of things for this Lady Braves club, they got to come in with a little bit of doubt, because not only have they lost 5 in a row, but they've given up some monster totals. They gave up 80 to this Lady Senator team and then 82 at Springs Valley 2 nights later.
Yeah, that's the thing where I said last week could be a good or bad thing playing them. We're hoping they don't come in with confidence with us seeing the final few minutes of that game, how they kind of jumped on us. And, we did. We kind of took our foot off the gas. So hopefully that doesn't bring them any confidence. Losing 5 straight could bring you down a little bit. But they may come in with nothing to lose and come after us. So it'll be important for us to relax, play, just let the game come to us and just be focused for that entire thing. But they're like I said, they're a team with athletes that can get after you. Hopefully tonight, if we get up on them a little bit, we'll be fortunate enough to maintain that lead and learn from last week's game.
Always an interesting time of year whenever it's tournament time, because no matter what kind of seasoned team you have, veteran-wise or youth, there's always the butterflies to overcome, especially in that first couple of minutes of the ball game. And I talked about that with Coach Russell before the tip here tonight when I had a chance to sit down and talk with him. But as we continue on with our special Senator tip-off pregame show, our Lady Senator edition, bringing you coverage of Sectional 61 in its 42nd annual IHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever. We want to thank the sponsors that bring you this special coverage of Lady Senator basketball here tonight and hopefully all week long through Saturday night's championship run. And those sponsors include our pregame show sponsor here tonight, John Jones GM City, as well as Eddie Gilstrap Motors. They'll bring you the Lady Senator halftime report, and Ace Hardware of Salem bringing you all of our post-game show festivities, as well as McDonald's on South Main Street in Salem, Salem Crossing, and Meadowview Healthcare. We appreciate their sponsorship very much as we roll through tournament play here in Sectional 61. We're going to step aside, take a break, hear a word from the Indiana High School Athletic Association, and when we come back, we'll have that chat from earlier this afternoon with Lady Senator head coach Darren Russell to get his thoughts on tonight's matchup with the Lady Braves here at the Doghouse. Stick with us. You're listening to Lady Senator basketball in the Sectional 61 tournament here at the Doghouse in Orleans on WSLM 1220 on the AM dial, and tonight also on 97.9 on the FM. We'll be back right after this.
Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home.
Welcome back as we continue on with more of this edition of our Senator Tip-Off pregame show tonight, a special edition as we bring you Lady Senator basketball here in Sectional 61 from the Doghouse in Orleans, where tonight the Senators open in tournament play and with title hopes on Saturday night. But first, they must take care of business here in their opener against the Lady Braves of Borden. West Washington entering with a record of 14-10 on the year. Borden, meanwhile, coming in with a record of 9-13. And we're joined now by Lady Senator head coach Darren Russell. Coach, for fans who maybe haven't got to see this group play a lot this year, just kind of walk us through the roster, who you got, who you've leaned on, and what the year's been like for you.
Yeah, this has been a fun year to coach this team. We've got two seniors, Ryan Watson, Courtney Knapp. Courtney is our leader on the bench in practice. A very positive kid. Doesn't get a lot of playing time, and she's fine with that. But she stays very positive and keeps the team up. Ryan Watson is our go-to player. I mean, she's averaging almost 16 points and 10 rebounds a game. She's a super hard, aggressive player. She gives you everything she's got every night. Then our juniors, we play Chelsea Carter and Cora Miller. Both of those girls have started for 3 years or for 2.5 years. And, Chelsea brings a dimension of an outside shooter, gives us a boost off the bench. Cora has been very steady this year. She's had a couple bad games, but she's been consistently in double figures in points and, right around that 10 rebound mark. So, there's a lot of consistency there. We play a couple sophomores, Maddie Bausman and Hattie Griffiths. Both of them got quite a bit of playing time last year, actually ended up starting by the end of the year. Hattie runs the show for us at the point. Maddie is turning into a defensive player for us, as well as offensively. She sees the floor. She knows what's going on. She's able to rebound. And, she passes up shots. I've been on her because, she's not as aggressive offensively as what I would like for her to be. But, her and Hattie do a good job, really good job of giving us, calmness, leadership on the floor. The freshman, Ryan Russell, will start, and, she's come along from the beginning of the year. She's averaging around 8 points a game, and, she's able to get to the free throw line a lot, as well as be able to hit the outside shots. A couple other freshmen, Taylor Fouch and Cassidy Keltner, come in and give us good minutes, and, just super athletic kids that really give us a boost. As I've told them all year long, we don't have 5 starters. We've got eight starters, and, at any time we make substitutions, we've got 5 quality kids on the floor, and, there's not a lot of 1A teams that can say that.
Well, Coach, certainly a great season for this club, very young still, 14-10, looking for a school record, 15th win here tonight to open up tournament play. But, with those 14 wins, 10 losses, I'm sure a lot to learn from both sides of the win-loss column. What's been your bread and butter offensively and defensively for you this year?
Offensively, if the teams are zoning us, we've got enough shooters that we can, shoot them out of it, or at the same time force them to extend the zone and create a lot of opportunities for Rye and Cora on the inside. Most teams struggle with us in man because of, we basically have five kids on the floor all the time who can score, and we'll find the mismatch and we'll exploit it, and, we're able to do that. Offensively, we have been very good this year. Before the last game, the Shoals game, this team had already set a school record for amount of points scored in a season. Defensively, we're not as good as what I would like to be. Too many 70 to 60 games or 80 to 70. We lock people down. We'll be a really good team. And especially they understand that come tournament time, scoring is going to become more difficult. So you're going to have to win with defense. We mix our defenses up a lot. We played really good man-to-man defense this year. We're able to press. We run several different presses. We've got a 1-3-1, that we ran. Haven't showed it a lot lately, looking to get ready for sectional. But, that defense was extremely effective when we upset Eastern early in the year. And that's primarily the only defense we played. So, we do a lot of different things. And fortunately for us, I've got really smart kids that are able to adjust on the fly. And, and like I said, we've got kids who can play defense and shut down other teams' players.
Coach, you mentioned talking defensively. Your defense maybe not where you'd like it to be. You mentioned an 80 to 70 game, and funny you should mention that because last week you end up with Borden and Shoals to close out the regular season. 2 good wins, but I know there were some things definitely you took away from that first matchup with Borden. You care to share some of those?
Yeah, for about the first 2.5, almost 3 quarters, we played extremely well against Borden, had a 21-point lead, and then we just got careless. And, I know people say it's hard to keep your focus when you get a lead like that, but at the same time, as a coach, you expect them to do that. You want to finish teams off. You don't want to let them hang around and get back in it. And, that was a 6-point game against Borden, and, psychologically, in their minds, they're looking, they only beat us by 6, whereas if we'd held on and beat them by 21, now that does something to their psyche. So, I really wanted to finish them off, and we didn't do that. It's going to be totally different tonight. We're in the same situation we was in last year. Last year we went to Borden, beat them at the end of the regular season, turned around, played them in sectional, and lost. So we're hoping to have learned from our mistakes last year against them.
Tonight, you come in and you look at some of those differences. What do you do different in a week's time? What do they do different? And I'm sure one of those things they're going to look to give you that pressure that they did there late in that ball game.
Yeah, and and the thing is too is we're going to come out with pressure too, because we applied pressure for about the first 4.5 minutes of the game, created a lot of turnovers, and then we just got out of it because I didn't want to show everything. But you're right, they're going to try and pressure us, but I don't feel like they want to get into an up and down type of game with us because we do have depth and they're not able to sub a lot. I actually expect them to try and be extremely patient on offense. Defensively, I think they will stay in their zone and look to extend it. And again, hopefully that's going to create the matchups we want on the inside.
Coach, a big atmosphere, especially for a lot of your younger players coming into tournament play. Some of them experiencing this for the first time, like Ryan. Some of them just, really starting to get their feet wet in tournament play. What's your message to them before you go out for the final time tonight?
Just relax and play. It's just, it's just another game, and actually, our young kids are extremely relaxed. I mean, they've played in a lot of big games throughout their years of playing, and this is a different animal than anything they're used to or have played in before. But typically, our young kids thrive in these type of pressure situations in big games, and hopefully that's going to continue. And then also, that was one of the reasons that we picked B&L up this year. We wanted to play in big gyms, big atmospheres to get ready for tournaments. So, there's going to be jitters. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I've got jitters right now. I mean, I've not slept hardly for 48 hours, but, it's tournament time. And once that ball goes up, everybody will settle down and we'll just play and we'll see what happens.
And that was some of my conversation with head coach Darren Russell of the Lady Senators prior to their game here tonight, their opening round matchup with the Lady Braves of Borden. We're about 2 minutes from the opening tip in the lineup, so let's go ahead and run down tonight's keys to victory, brought to you by John Jones GM City, our pregame show sponsor. First and foremost, Coach, I think the biggest thing for them, handle that early full court pressure. Borden's probably going to dip back into the well, go to maybe some full court pressure, half court traps, just to see if they can get something productive in transition off this Lady Senator team early. Secondly, it's got to be one and done, D. You get to this point in the tournament, this point in the season, one possession can really cost you a ball game, and you don't want that one possession to cost you your whole season. And then third and finally, easy cash. What do I mean? Got to finish around the rim, do the smart things like box out, rebound, and don't force anything, especially early. Play through the jitters, but play through them with success and confidence.
Yeah, I think the key will be how we get off to a good start. It's going to be important to get off to that good start, and if they do come out with some pressure and press us, then we've got to kind of weather that storm early and hopefully be efficient in the full court offense and pull them out of that, cause them to change defensively, and just take care of the basketball, the entire game. Again, there might be some ups and downs with the pressure, but we've just got to relax and understand it's a four-quarter basketball game, and as you said, hit the easy shots, the gimmies around the rim, and then own the boards. It's going to be important with our athletes that we get a body on and box them out and take care of the boards tonight.
Well, those keys to victory brought to you by John Jones GM City, a proud sponsor of Lady Senator Hoops, here tonight on WSLM 97.9 and on the 1220 dial on the AM side of things. Call the fine folks at John Jones GM City by dialing 1-877-473-5546. Check them out on the web at johnjonesautogroup.com, or better yet, stop by that beautiful showroom and lot at 1450 South State Road 60, there just outside of Salem. John Jones GM City. You see so many because they pay so little. And it is time to bring you our John Jones GM City starting lineups as we get prepped for this game 2 here tonight in the Doghouse. The first game went to the Lady Tigers of Crothersville as they downed the Lady Cougars of Trinity Lutheran by a score of 49-47 in an overtime thriller to kick things off here in Sectional 61. For the Lady Braves, 9-13 on the year, 1-4 is what they finished in the Southern Athletic Conference. This team averages the same offensively as they do defensively at 53.7 per contest. Amanda Carmichael in her first season at Borden, 9-13. She owns a 60, though, and 93 record overall in her 7th season. They'll start a two-guard set. Number 10, Riley Schindler, 5'9" and a senior, will start in the backcourt with number 12, Taylor Streander, 5'7" and a senior. Up front, across the front line for the Lady Braves, 22, Paige Schindler will be at one forward, 5'8" and a senior, along with 23, Josie Voiles, 5'7", and a junior. And in the middle, 34, Keisha Curry, 5'8", and a junior for the Lady Braves. Again, 9-13 on the year. For head coach Darren Russell, 14-10 in his second year. This is his second year overall, 14-10 this season, 25-23 overall. The girls looking for a score record 15th win as they open up sectional play here tonight. His team looking to go all the way through this tournament here. They've certainly got the tools to do it. They're a fun team to watch. We'll see if they can get it done here with step 1 tonight. They'll start a two-guard set. Number 1, Hattie Griffiths, 5'5", and a sophomore at 6 points, 3 rebounds per game, along with number 3, Ryan Russell, 5'7", and a freshman, 7.3 points and 1.8 rebounds per contest. Up front, athletic group up front. Long and athletic, number 2, Maddie Bowsman, 5'9" and a sophomore, 5.7 points, 5.3 rebounds per game for Maddie, along with Cora Miller on the other block, number 12. She's a 5'9" junior. She averages 10.5 points, 6.5 rebounds a game at the power forward spot. And then in the middle, number 40, Rihanna Watson, 5'8" and a senior, 15.7 points per game to lead the team, along with nearly 8 rebounds per contest for head coach Darren Russell. Again, 14 and 10 this season, 25 and 23 overall in his second year at the helm of the Lady Senator program. Tonight's Indiana High School Athletic Association officials are going to be Mr. Gary Wiedemann, Craig Bechtel, and Greg Johnson here in Sectional 61. Again, glad to be bringing you coverage tonight of this 42nd annual IHSAA Girls Basketball State Tournament presented by the Indiana Pacers and the Indiana Fever. And again, if you didn't hear just a moment ago, the first game, an absolute thriller, an overtime sensation. 49-47, Lady Tigers of Crothersville prevail. They will now play game 1, I believe, on Friday night as they will take on the host, Lady Bulldogs, and Coach Jared Gilbert's group here from Orleans. The winner of this game will get the Medora Lady Hornets in the second semifinal on Friday night. About to see which team's going to take control here early as the girls have stepped to the center circle. It will be Cora Miller at 5'9", set to tip it off here with Riley Schindler at 5'9". Senior versus junior. Craig Bechtel steps to the center circle, and away we go as the Lady Senators open up things on your WSLN dial tonight on 1220 and 97.9, going from left to right. Ryan Russell with it. Deep shot, right wing, won't go. 3 ball off the mark. Nice track down by Maddie, though, on the left short corner for the offensive board. Goes back to Russell now, up top to Griffiths as he swings it back to Maddie. Looks in the post, no one there, and she'll be whistled for the early travel. First turnover of the night for either club. Good possession, though. Good hustle on the boards early for the Lady Senators as they'll open up with a little full court pressure. It'll be a little 1-2-1-1, but an awkward place to start it as they'll actually inbound from the corner. And immediate pressure comes in as Hattie and Maddie get the trap, able to force the first turnover of the night for the Lady Braves. They get it back, Maddie to Hattie. She misses the shot on that left short corner. Ball attempted to be saved, though, on the rebound, and trying to track it down before it sailed out of bounds was Josie Voiles, but she couldn't save it in time, so it'll stay here with the Lady Senators. Just underway, just over 30 seconds in. Mr. Jones alongside of Philip Bousman tonight, bringing you the call of this one underneath. Cora Miller couldn't get the shot to go over 3 Lady Braves defenders, and will come back the other way for the first possession of the night for the Lady Braves. There's plenty of cracks here early, Coach. Get those butterflies out and get them rolling here on this next possession.
Yeah, I mean, 3 shot attempts, so we just got to be efficient and knock down those shots.
Nice crowd on hand, by the way, for Senator Nation across the way as they fill up a fourth of the gym plus. Shot missed underneath by the Lady Braves. They get it back quickly now to Streander, who works it now on the right wing. Goes into the high post, kicks it back out to Schindler. Schindler across the way to Voiles, who dribble drives, and then brings it back out to Riley Schindler. Underneath, they'll feed in the post, kick back out to Schindler. She'll lose the handle on it. Ryan Russell, good hustle to get on the floor and tie it up. And it'll stay here, though, on the alternating possession. 6:42 to play here in this first quarter, still scoreless. Lady Braves will have it under their own basket. Little triangular set, little double stack at the free throw line. They kick it way out high to Paige Schindler. And it'll be a 3 ball right out of the gate for the Lady Braves, and they take the early 3-0 advantage. Lady Senators back to work offensively. Maddie goes into the high post. Kicked it back out to Hattie Griffith. She bruises up the dribble. Nice little move to get into the paint. Misses the little bunny. And the ball tipped last touch by the Lady Braves, but good dribble drive penetration again for Griffiths.
Yeah, 4 shot attempts. We'll just got to relax and get these to go in.
See if the Lady Senators can crack the lid here on the rim. Maddie will kick it out to Griffiths. Get it right back off the inbounds pass. Nice feed from Russell, and Maddie cashes in from downtown in the corner, and we're tied at 3 apiece. Nice look, good inbound set for the Lady Senators. They again fly 1-2-1 full court pressure. Lady Braves break it easily, though. And out front with it, Paige Schindler hot off that 3. She's going to kick it out to the corner to Streander, who missed one. Save attempt, though, for the offensive rebound. Last touch by the Lady Braves and Keisha Curry, so we'll go back the other way with the Lady Senators having the rock. 5:56 to go. Opening quarter of play from the Doghouse. Glad you could join us here tonight on WSLM for this coverage of sectional 61 play as the girls tournament has officially opened up. Russell with it now on the right wing, kicks it to Maddie in the corner. She goes down low to Cora. Cora turns, had it blocked from behind. Rye with the offensive rebound, little hook shot, won't go from 6 feet. Hustling for it, Hattie Griffiths, and another offensive rebound for the Lady Senators. They'll kick it cross court. Maddie starting to fill it, had it blocked though by Schindler, and underneath an offensive rebound, back up, no good for the Lady Senators. And coming out of there with it is Paige Schindler. She'll slow it up now and be picked up by Maddie as she crosses the timeline. Maddie sits down in the defensive stance as the Lady Braves now will go into a little 2-1-2 look as they'll run their half-court set. Lady Senators opening a little man-to-man defense here to start things out. 3 minutes gone by, first quarter of play. Turnaround fadeaway jumper won't go from the baseline. Had a shot attempt by Streander. Lady Senators come out there with it. Hattie Griffiths, though, has it stolen away. Second turnover of the night for the Lady Senators. Back to the other end quickly. Streander misses her shot. There to fight for the rebound was Ryan Russell and Josie Voiles. Last touch by Voiles. 4:51 to play. Pace starts frenzy just a little bit, Coach.
Yeah, it's a good pace. I think this will favor us. And Maddie's first three came because of an extra pass, moving the basketball. So it'll be important to make that one extra pass.
Lady Braves sticking in the zone. 2-3 little matchup here. But you can see some tired legs already on the part of the Lady Braves. Schindler holding the shorts all the way down the floor. And the Lady Senators come up dry again on this possession as Schindler clears it off. Schindler, a strong, athletic guard, likes to crash the boards hard, Coach.
Yeah, those are the two athletes, the two twins, Schindler and her sister, both of them. They do a great job.
Nice steal by Rihanna Watson, but she's going to give it right back. So back-to-back turnovers going to lead to our first substitution of the night, and that will be number 25, Kate Girton, who checks in 5'6", and a senior. Nice inbounds play. They split a double team, and crashing hard to the block was Riley Schindler, Paige's twin. Coach just talked about them. Nice feed underneath. And Riley Schindler, the 5'9" senior, will go to the free throw line. First free throw attempts of the night for either team. First foul of the night. That one on Rihanna Watson. First free throw is up and good. Schindler hits the first, breaks our tie. Lady Braves with the advantage once again at 4-3. Check that. Nope. A little short off the front iron, but an offensive rebound back up in the end by Keisha Curry. Lady Senators fall asleep on the box out. Makes it 6-3. Lady Senators going to have to clean things up here a little bit on the offensive glass.
Yeah, we didn't step up the lane. We stepped into the lane and just followed her across, and she was able to work around us and get that offensive rebound.
Free throw up and good by Keisha Curry, so she finishes the old-fashioned three-point play, and it's a 7-3 lead, largest lead thus far for the Lady Braves in a low-scoring affair to this juncture, halfway through this first quarter of play. Working against the little matchup 2-3, they'll come out and extend pressure, dribble handoff as Hattie goes to Maddie and gives it right back. Griffiths with the three, right side won't go, rebound fought for, and coming out of there with it is Voiles for the Lady Braves. Check that, Curry. Curry with the defensive board. Paige Schindler will walk it up again and be met by Maddie at the volleyball spike line. Ball kicked off on the right side, now back out top to Schindler. Schindler will give it right back now to Streander as they'll work that right side, a little high screen and roll action, a little pick and pop, and underneath they're able to go to Curry, who misses the short jumper 10 feet away. Cora Miller there to clear off the defensive rebound. Hattie will push in transition, gives it off to Russell. Russell tries to feed underneath, and she's going to turn it over. She tried to feed in the post. And then we're going to add insult to injury with a foul. This will be team foul number 2 for the, team foul number 3 for the Lady Senators, as this one will go on Ryan Russell, her first. Little 2-2-1 pressure. Coach Russell going into the bag of tricks and mixing things up here defensively in this first quarter. Short jumper won't go on the quick release by Curry. Rebound pulled down by Rihanna Watson. 3 minutes and change to go here in this first quarter of play. Lady Braves lead at 7-3. Rihanna kicks it out to Ryan Russell. Rainbow shot will go. Bottom of the barrel for Ryan Russell, the freshman. Finally gets one to go, and then she cuts the lead to 1 at 7-6. Back to the other end, though. Paige Schindler wastes no time, goes off glass, rims in and out, no good. Miller with another defensive rebound. In transition, Russell will hold it up. The freshman will give it off to Chelsea Carter Van Cleve, fresh into the ball game. Carter Van Cleve, a 5'4" junior, at 7.5 points and nearly 3 rebounds per game, as we'll have foul number 1 of the night on the Lady Braves, and this one will go on 22, Paige Schindler. Lady Senators will reset right in front of the Borden bench as Maddie tosses it into the backcourt to Chelsea Carter Van Cleve. Little 3-2 matchup zone this time for the Lady Braves as they'll try to defend the perimeter. Deep shot by Carter Van Cleve won't go. Ball tipped around, and it's going to go to the Lady Braves. Thought that might have been last touch by a white jersey.
Yeah, I think that one was, they missed that one.
Wiedemann fell asleep a little on the baseline, 2:25 and counting. Ball put back in play, and Schindler will walk it down. Paige Schindler, the team's leading scorer, at about 18 points per game. Her twin at about 12. Underneath, nice save attempt by Curry. She throws it off the leg of Rihanna Watson, so good hustle on the offensive glass again for the Lady Braves. 2:08 to play here, first quarter, 7-6. Lady Braves in front. Lady Senators yet the lead in this one. Underneath, they find Riley Schindler. Her shot won't go. She fights for the rebound. Rye tries to pull it out, and instead it's Maddie who's going to track it down. Good effort on the defensive glass by the Lady Senators again. Carter Van Cleve in transition with the crossover. A little Steve Nash floater in the lane won't go. Nice hustle by Cora Miller, and she's tied up and taken to the floor. And we'll have a jump ball, and it will go to the Lady Senators. So we'll stay on this end with 1:51 to play here in the first. Lady Senators going to go little spread look here. 4 out, shell look, and underneath they go to Watson, who cuts in, goes off glass, and Rihanna Watson's got her first 2 of the night, and the Lady Senators, more importantly, with their first lead at 8-7. 1:43 and counting as Coach Clemens holds up a defensive card, and Lady Senators go back to work here with a little trapping 2-3 zone action, Coach.
Yeah, I think it's just a nice mix-up. You got to extend on shooters. You know, the thing that we've been doing with our press is maybe not getting turnovers, but we're getting quick shots and getting them to do things they're not comfortable with.
Paige Schindler missed the 3, and to the other end we go. Lady Senators short on the kick out to Carter Van Cleve, and now they'll throw it long, and it'll be Paige Schindler working against Carter Van Cleve. She goes off glass. It won't go. A lot of layups missed here early. A lot of loose ball action, too, on the floor. Rihanna Watson's going to take it herself, and she's going to be bumped. Borden friends down in front of us want a bump and a foul going the other way. Thought that Rye was able to extend that forearm, but she got bumped first, and more importantly, Coach, Paige Schindler picks up her second personal team foul, number 2, 64 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. Maddie, 3, left side, eyes it, flies it, it won't go. Rebound comes off to 24, Kate Gerton, 6th man off the bench for the Lady Braves here tonight. So we dip under a minute to play. Maddie settles in on the defensive stance again. She's going to pick up Schindler with those 2 fouls. Be nice to get her with a little shove off with the forearm with that defensive pressure. Paige Schindler, she's going to take it in, out of control, but able to somehow contort her body to get the layup to fall. 9-8. Lady Braves back out in front. Second lead change of the night. Shot missed underneath. Rebound fought for. Coming out there with it is Bousman. Out to Carter Van Cleve, who gets fouled on the follow-through, and that is huge, Coach. There it is.
And it was clear.
Schindler.
She held her hand. I mean, she smacked her hand, didn't allow her to get her follow-through, nothing.
Schindler hit her on the follow-through and immediately looked at Coach Carmichael and said, Coach, I'm good. I'm not going to foul again. She does not want to come out of this ball game, but Coach Carmichael gambles, and she picks up her 3rd personal. So the team's leading scorer again at about 18 points per game. Maybe looking at some time on the pine here in this first half. I don't know how much you can really gamble.
Let her play, Coach.
Carter Van Cleve to the free throw line. On the year, Chelsea Carter Van Cleve 47 of 70 for 67%. First free throw was up and good. Second one is on the way, and it rims in and out. Got to cash in on those opportunities, those freebies at the free throw line. And we're going to see a freshman, Taylor Fouch, number 20, check in. 5'6", and a freshman at 2.7 per game, as she checks in for her classmate, Ryan Russell, who has a seat. So right now, it's Watson, Bousman, Carter Van Cleve, Fouch, and Miller on the floor for the Lady Senators as Carter gets 2 out of 3 and breaks that tie of 9-9. Lady Senators back in front. 3rd lead change already into the other end. A layup missed Hit those give-me's here.
Oh,
As Maddie's
boy,
going to
Maddie.
shoot one. Oh!
There was 8 seconds left.
She didn't realize how much time was left as she shot one just across the timeline and to the other end. Paige Schindler's going to shoot one from the volleyball spike line. And folks, what an eventful first 8 minutes of action here from the Doghouse in Orleans in sectional 61 play as the Lady Senators lead it on the scoreboard 10-9 in this first quarter of action. We'll see if the trend continues and if they can continue to build on a slow-moving, slow momentum building first quarter of play. Tonight you're listening to the Lady Senators on WSLM 1220 on the AM dial, 97.9 on the FM, and we'll come back with second quarter action right after this.
Walk into Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681. That's 812-883-4681.
Back we go to play here in the Doghouse as the Lady Braves will open up with the rock here to begin the second quarter of action. Lady Senators lead it though after one, 10-9. Quick three from the left corner won't go for Riley Schindler. Offensive rebound though tracked down by the Lady Braves. Kick out to Voiles. Voiles gives it right back to Paige Schindler. She'll split two defenders, misses another layup. Ball ping-pongs around. Loose ball, Maddie hustling for it out near the timeline, but Paige Schindler comes back with it again and underneath. A nice block by Cora Miller, swats away the shot by Keisha Curry, and a jump ball is called. Coach Russell loving every minute of it as the song goes. Likes the defense and the help side from Miller. She come over with the swat and on the tie-up. It will go to the Lady Senators. Good start defensively in the quarter.
Yeah, I mean, we got after it and, we got physical, and that's just, you'd rather it be like that than ticky-tack.
Lady Senators, though, come up dry on their first possession in the second period, still leading it 10-9. Fouch, Carter Van Cleve, Bousman, Miller, Rihanna Watson on the floor right now for the Lady Senators. Second quarter of play opens up with Paige Schindler setting on the pine with those three personals. We'll see how long the coach can gamble. In a close game, you'd think, Coach, she's probably going to leave her setting for a while. Lady Senators go on a run. You might see her really throw the cards on the table and all the chips in the middle.
Yeah.
Another swat for Cora Miller. A third swat for Cora Miller. Taking a page out of Hunter Sanford's playbook as the SWAT team is on hand here tonight in Orleans, courtesy of Cora Miller. She gets it on the ping pong underneath from Watson. She can't finish underneath. Rebound comes off to the Lady Braves and Taylor Streander. Borden fans irate, wanting a foul called. Craig Bechtel hearing it from both ears from this fan base in front of us from Borden, giving Bechtel and Maddie the business there on that defensive trip.
They've missed them on both ends.
Lady Braves go back to working underneath. Another missed layup. Should have had that count on for missed layups tonight as Riley Schindler blows another one at point-blank range. 2 minutes gone by here in the second. Carter Van Cleve over to Fouch, back in the high post to Watson. Kicks it across to Maddie, back to Rye in the high post. 16-foot jumper right side won't go. Rebound comes off to the Lady Braves. Good hustle as Miller goes to the floor again. And we're going to have a foul on the floor, Coach. Thought they might get a quick tie-up. Tell you what, Cora Miller all over the place.
Yeah, Cora's doing a great job getting after it. That's another offensive rebound by Cora.
This will be team foul number 4 against the Lady Braves. Lady Braves and Lady Senators had 3 apiece. As we're going to see K squared, Cassidy Keltner, the 5'11 freshman, check in, give Cora Miller a well-deserved breather. So we're going to trade 5'9 for 5'11. Keltner comes in averaging just a hair under 2 points per game. Maddie gets the inbounds pass, back to Carter Van Cleve. Dribble drive, out to Fouch. Fouch, 3 on the way, right side, just short. Rebound comes off to Girton. Girton's going to travel with it underneath. That's going to be turnover number 3. This Borden fan base, tell you what, pretty passionate basketball fans like we see at Orleans and like we have They are all over this crew here early as Rye gets the inbounds pass, kicks it out to Carter for the assist, and Carter splashes one from outside. Chelsea Carter Van Cleve with 5 in this first half, and the Lady Senators have opened up their largest lead at 13-9. Full court pressure is on. Lady Braves have it stolen away still by Maddie. Turnover number 4 for the Braves. Lady Senators starting to feel their stride a little bit on both ends of the floor. They kicked the foul. She passed up the 3. Back to Carter Van Cleve, another one. This one in and out, no good. And we're going to have a rebounding foul on Keltner as she went over the back. This will be team foul number 4 for the Lady Senators, and for Keltner, her first. Good ball movement, though, Coach, on the perimeter. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. It's going to be a full timeout, I believe, called by the Lady Braves with 5:10 to play here in the second quarter of action. Stick with us. We'll have more in a moment. You're listening to Lady Senator Basketball tonight on Sables 1220 and 97.9 on the FM dial.
Caring people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Salem Crossing. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers and solutions and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Salem Crossing, visit ASCSSeniorCare.com or call 812-883-1877. That's 812-883-1877.
Back out of the timeout by the Lady Braves. 5:10 to play here. First timeout of the game called by either coach. So Borden will have 2 of each. Coach Russell with all 5 still in his pockets. Lady Braves inbound, get it in quickly to Schindler. Paige Schindler, that is, at the timeline. Thought she traveled, then went out of control.
That's a good no call, because I've been tired of watching. That's a good no call. I've been watching officials all year bail them out.
Kind of looks like the book kid for North Harrison the other night that was out of control. Russell with another rainbow splash again from outside. Ryan Russell with 2 triples, and the Lady Senators starting to heat up from the perimeter. Coach, 16-9. They force turnover number 5. Maddie for the early dagger, and she got one from the corner. Maddie's got 2 triples, and Coach, they're looking to put the lights out in this one, 19-9. First double-digit lead of the night. It's a full timeout. Coach Carmichael not happy. Will step aside and take another timeout as well. You're listening to the Lady Senators tonight on WSLM.
I'm here at John Jones GM City in Salem, Indiana, and I'm talking with sales manager Troy C.
Start your year off strong and treat yourself to a brand new 2017 Chevy Silverado at John Jones GM City in Salem. Pick your truck and save over $7,000 on select models. If it's a nicer, newer car you're wanting, drive the all-new 2017 Chevy Cruze hatchback. Listen to this. Sign and drive 39-month lease, only $174 per month. 0 security deposit, 0 down payment, 0 first payment. That's 0 money from you and a brand new car in your driveway. We also have hundreds of really nice local trade-in, many priced under $5,000. Start your year off strong and start it at John Jones GM City, 1450 South Highway 60, Salem, Indiana. Call 1-800-ISELL-GM or visit us online anytime at johnjonesautogroup.com.
John Jones GM City. You see so many because they paid so little.
Back to action here out of the timeout by the Lady Braves. Lady Senators with a steal, but then they give it right back to the Lady Braves. Turnover number 5 on the night for the Lady Senators. 6 here in this first half for the Lady Braves, as the Lady Braves suffering from some shooting woes, and the Lady Senators from the end of that first quarter into this quarter, Coach, starting to find their range from outside. They're on an 11-0 run that's opened up this 10-point lead. Dribble drive left baseline, and we'll have a whistle and a foul on the floor. That'll allow Cora Miller to check back in. Foul's going to go against number 10, Cassidy Keltner. That'll be her second, team foul number 5.
It's going to be important to hold our ground when Paige Schindler attacks the rim. They're both great athletes, but sometimes out of control. So
Borden going to go back to that little triangular set, a little Vegas look, if you will. out of Coach Cal's playbook to inbound. They split the little two-man stack at the free throw line, get it in, air ball, way off the mark, no good for Girton, and she tried one from downtown, and the Lady Senators will have it with 3:55 to play in this opening half of action. 19-9, first double-digit lead of the night for the Lady Senators, trying to build on this 11-0 run. Carter Van Cleve into the front court, brings it right side, thought about swinging it back, instead gives it to Russell, who skips it cross court to Maddie. Her pass deflected out of bounds on the overhead feed. Probably could have got her to bite as much as she jumped on it. She got a little pump fake and would have been able to get the dribble entry. 3:43 to play. Maddie will reset right across from us. The end of the Bulldogs logo on the floor. Carter Van Cleve gets it in. She'll face a little trap, a little token pressure, if you will, as Russell's going to shoot another one into the rafters. That high arcing shot this time wouldn't go as she had too much muscle for it. 3:28 and counting. Lady Senators back to that menacing trap once more. Schindler gets it, going to kick it back out to Paige Schindler, and there you see it, Coach. In the midst of that little 11-0 run the Lady Senators have going, Coach Carmichael seeing this one maybe getting out of hand and puts the girl with the three personals back in, but she hits a runner. She's got 5 of the team's 11, trying to cut into the lead, but that ends an 11-0 scoring run for the Lady Senators. Maybe having to will in and stand in. Cora for 3, and that one skies high off the back iron. It'll stay with the Lady Senators. But again, Coach, going to have to keep an eye on Paige Schindler with those 3 personals. You hope one of our girls maybe can catch her coming in out of control and stand in and take that charge.
Yeah, take the charge or attack here offensively and find a way to get that 4th foul.
Lady Senators go back to work. Maddie gets it after the inbounds pass. Tried to bank it in almost from the corner. Left it a little long. Rebound sails out of bounds. Carter Van Cleve bumping number 24, Kate Girton, to the floor. Craig Bechtel says we're going to stay right here. Last touch by Girton. Spread set again around the perimeters. Coach Carmichael now gets all over Greg Johnson and his crew. Ball's going to be lost here on the possession, or will it stay here? It's going to go to the Lady Braves. So we're going to count that as a turnover on the lost possession with the tie-up. So it'll go to the Lady Braves with 2:48 to play. Lady Senators are going to back off some pressure here, Coach. We're going to see that 1-3-1. They're going to really extend the wings with Miller and Russell. Maddie out top of it. I'll hide Carter Van Cleve in the back. Lady Senators come up with a steal. Maddie looking to go coast to coast. Finishes off the glass. And Maddie leading the charge here in this first half. She's got 8. And it's back to a 10-point lead at 21-11. 2.5 to play. 1-3-1 trap again. Her little 1-2-1-1 three-quarter court. Paige Schindler's going to force one. Don't know how she got it to go, but she did. Teams exchange short shots. Russell back for another 3. This one in and out, no good. Maddie tracks down the weak side board. Ball kicked out to Carter Van Cleve. She's not shy. Lets it fly. Bullseye, baby, from downtown, top of the key. Carter Van Cleve's got 2 triples. Give her 8.5, and it's 24-13. Largest lead of the night for the Lady Senators at 11. Charge. Paige Schindler. There it is. Oh! And thought Rihanna was set up to take that charge, and that's what we were looking for. Good effort by the senior to sacrifice her body and stand in, but she's going to pick up foul number 2 on her. Team foul number 6. Sure thought she was set and out of what might have been a restricted area had we had that on the court here. Of course, that's something taken into account at higher levels of basketball, not at the high school level, at least yet in the state of Indiana, as Rye's going to check out. So we'll go with Russell and Keltner, 2 freshmen out there with Maddie, Carter Van Cleve, and Cora Miller. Schindler able to hit the free throw. And the Lady Senators go right back to work. Russell with another 3-point attempt off the mark. Maddie fights for the rebound. Last touch by Schindler. Borden fans still giving it to this crew. Wiedemann will hand it off to Maddie. She'll inbound. They'll spread the floor again around the perimeter. Maddie underneath goes to Keltner. The freshman turns. Shot off the mark, no good. Probably could have used the window on that shot. Minute 40 and counting. Lady Senators back to work. Fell asleep for a moment. Finally recovered. Left the girl open. Luckily, no one was able to find her on the low block. Curry steps out, clears room for Paige Schindler, who drives in out of control again. Misses another layup. Minute 25 and counting. Lady Senators in business. Up 24-14. And there's the foul. Coach Russell giving the Tiger Woods fist pump bringing him out onto the floor as his momentum carries with that fist pump, and that is going to be the 4th. And how many times do you see that, Coach? 4 personals on a girl really having to gamble, and Coach Carmichael just puts her hands on the side of the head and says, what are you doing?
Yeah, she's an amazing athlete, and she can't resist it. She's a competitor. She's a winner. She can make those plays. It's just sometimes in those positions you just got to back off.
Miller misses the short jumper, middle of the paint, as the Lady Senators come up dry, and they are all over this crew again. Lady Senators just doing a good job of being menacing in the back. And we're going to have a foul finally. Much to the delight of this Borden crowd down in front of us with 63 seconds to play. That's going to be team foul number 7, so it's going to be bonus basketball from the free throw line. That foul goes on Hattie Griffiths, her first. Again, team foul number 7. 5 whistled against the Lady Braves. To the free throw line, Riley Schindler at 12 points per game. Again, this is a team that struggles. Coach Carmichael telling me before the game they only about 50% on the year. First one was up and good for Schindler. She'll get one more.
Need to make a run this final minute.
7 points here in this first half for Riley Schindler. (24-16), 8-point game in the low post. They feed Miller. She kicks out to Carter Van Cleve, to Maddie on the wing. She got another one. Bullseye from the 3-point line, right wing. Maddie now 11 in this first half, 27-16. Back to an 11-point advantage. The largest thus far in this first half. Then on a tie-up, they're going to get Maddie with the reach.
That's her first.
Maddie will pick up her first team foul number 8, but that'll send the Lady Braves to the line with 34.8 on the clock here in this first half. As we'll have a substitution. 23, Josie Voiles is going to check out of the ball game. And we are going to see 21, Amanda Goodridge, a 5'8 senior, check in.
Need a miss here and get a push and get another bucket or two.
Curry to the free throw line. That one in and out. So dry on that trip. She's now 1 of 2 on the night. Back to Maddie from Hattie. They'll slow it up. No need to be in a hurry. Maybe we can just hold for the last. Griffiths with it. Almost double dribbled. Boy, that one was close. Maddie into the high post. Kicks out Carter Van Cleve from NBA range. It won't go. Rebound on the back tip out to Goodridge. She'll give it off now to Taylor Streander, who'll go in, have her shot altered, but she's able to hit it over the outstretched arms of Cora Miller. Streander with her first basket. 27-18. Maddie, pump fake, pulls up, jumper, won't go, and that's the way this first half is going to end. What a first half of play. 27-18. Senator Nation across the way. What a cheer block they have for them here tonight as well. Fans come to their feet to applaud this first 16 minutes of action for the Lady Senators. Again, a 9-point lead at 27-18 here at the halftime break. We'll step aside. We're going to start crunching some numbers here, see what kind of stats we can come up with, and we'll come back to begin our Eddie Gilstrap Motors halftime report. Lady Senators leading it here at the break in Sectional 61, Game 2 here tonight from the Doghouse. You're listening to coverage of the 42nd Annual IHSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Indiana Pacers and the Indiana Fever here on WSLM. Also on live stream tonight, WW Senator Radio, on the web, on Twitter, and on Facebook. We'll come back with that halftime report right after this.
Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
on down to Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem and get your new or used Ford, Ram, Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep. Stop in the new office at 207 South Main Street right here in Salem for the best deals in the Kentuckiana area. See Steve, Travis, or Neil and give them an idea of what you're looking for. Whether it's new or used, the guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will work hard to put you in the ride of your life. Check out the new Ford and Ram trucks as well as their new crossovers and SUVs. Or if new is not in your budget, the no pressure guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will help you find a certified pre-owned vehicle. Stop in today at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for the best.
That's overall. 2-point field goal attempts. We're 2 of 15 at 13%. So I know early we got a ton of looks around the rim. They're letting us play physical underneath. Had a little bit to do with those misses, but we'd rather see us, be able to play physical. From the three-point line, we're 7 of 22 at 31%. Not a terrible percentage, 31%. Talking to Doc Nash from Borden, he said they're shooting about 20% for his boys right now. He'd take 31% any night. So right now, I think Coach Russell's, we're getting open looks. So overall, we're 9 of 37 at 24%. We need to get that up with that 2-point field goal opportunities. For the Braves, they are 5 of 17 inside the arc at 29%. They are 1 of 6 beyond the arc at 16% overall. They're about like we are, 6 of 23 at 26%. Assists, Senators are leading that category 8-1. 3 blocks to 2 in favor of the Senators. 8 offensive rebounds for the Senators, 3 for the Braves. Defensively, the Braves have had 14 rebounds to our 10. We've just put up a lot more shots and missed, and they've come up with those rebounds. Total rebounds 18-17 in our favor, and then steals 5-3 in the Senators' favor, and we each have 6 turnovers.
Lady Senators and Lady Braves back out on the floor for their warm-ups here before we start the third quarter of play. We'll get ready and take a break, and we'll come back to begin that third quarter of action. Thanks for staying with us here through our Eddie Gilstrap Motors halftime report. Before we go to that break, we want to give a special shout-out tonight to the Russell family, Coach Russell's parents, especially his father, Rick, who has been in the hospital. Not sure if he's out yet, but I know that he was battling some illness and maybe a little bit of a health scare, so we want to give a special shout out to the Russell family, and I know that they are proud parents listening tonight, parents and grandparents, that is. So stick with us. We'll come back. We'll begin third quarter play here from the Doghouse. Lady Senators holding a 9-point advantage here on the scoreboard. We'll see if that trend continues and if they build on it. Start the third. You're listening to the Lady Senators tonight on WSLM 1220 and 97.9.
When you have a high ceiling in your family room. David came into Ace looking for light bulbs. I told him LED bulbs can last up to 20 years, so he wouldn't have to change them as often. Plus, they're more energy efficient.
Ace is the place that knows how much help it takes to change a light bulb.
Select 4-packs of Ace brand LED bulbs are $6.99 all month long at Ace Hardware of Salem. View more January Red Hot buys at facebook.com/Ace Hardware of Salem.
Back to begin the third quarter of action. Both teams have broke the huddle and come back out onto the floor. Lady Senators will go with Griffiths, Russell, Bousman, Miller, and Watson, their original starting five. Lady Braves will open up with a little 3-2 matchup zone. They're going to start the period with Kate Girton, and that's going to be in favor of Paige Schindler, who's setting with those four personals. We'll see how long Coach Carmichael will let her set. Lady Braves open up in that 3-2 matchup. Patience on the perimeters. They kick it around. They get to a cutting Ryan Russell. She misses the layup. It won't go. Rebound comes out to Josie Voiles for the Lady Braves. She'll bring it down the left side. Kicks it in the corner. Riley Schindler shot off the mark. No good. Rebound off to Cora Miller. So both teams dry on their first possessions of the half. Hattie will race it to the front court. Lays it to Maddie. She's not shy. She'll let one fly, and it will not go. We'll have an over the back. I believe they're going to tag Russell for this one. This will be the first foul of the second half for either ball club. Just a little over a half minute gone by here in this third quarter. Lady Senators back to the 1-2, 1-1 full court trapping pressure, as that in fact did go on Russell, her second. To the other end, Schindler off the glass. Got another one to go. She's got 3 field goals to her credit, 9 points on the night, as Riley Schindler having to do the heavy lifting for her twin, Paige, who's on the bench with those 4 personal fouls to open up the half. Nearly a minute gone by here from the Doghouse. Misty Jones alongside of Philip Bousman, bringing you the play-by-play here tonight. Nice feed for Watson underneath to Cora Miller, who gets a nice layup to go wide open. Miller's first points of the night come at a good time. See if we can get our bigs active in this second half. 29-20 on the skip ahead. Nice 2-on-1 break. Nearly losing the handle with Streehander, and she does, as Maddie comes out of there with the steal. Turnover number 8 for the Lady Braves. Griffiths back in transition. Stops, kicks it out. Russell, NBA 3 from Mitchell, won't go. Rebound though underneath on the weak side to Maddie, and she missed a little bunny off the glass. And now they're going to kick it out to Voiles. She'll go one-on-one with Miller. She left it short, and they're going to tag Miller with the personal foul. Team foul number 2 already whistled against the Lady Senators. Good look in transition on the kick ahead though to Voiles.
Yeah, Cora would just held her ground. She'd been okay, but she jumped.
Lady Senators send the Braves to the free throw line again. Borden 5 of 8 in that first half. And Voiles still scoreless, misses the first. Again, this team only at about 54% on the year. Second one a little bit better. She's able to cash that one in, make it now 29-21. 8-point game. Lady Senators out in front. Almost 2 minutes gone by now in the third. Watson catches, high post, right side, 2 dribbles, gives it back up to Russell on the right wing. Dribble penetration, gets into the lane, little floater won't go. She gets her own rebound, goes back up, and she'll be fouled on the reach in. Good hustle by Ryan to crash the boards off of her miss. Gets a word of encouragement from the senior, Rihanna Watson. So rye to rye, if you will. And it will be the freshman, Ryan Russell. 56 of 80 on the year for 70%. Averages about 7.5 per game for her father. And the Lady Senators, high arcing shot, just like her three-point shot, won't go on the first attempt. She's stuck at 6 points on the night. Second free throw upcoming. She'll give it a few bounces, the ball, a spin, go back to a couple more bounces, one more spin. High arcing shot again, won't go. Russell 0 for 2 on that trip. Rebound fought for. Wiedemann will check with Bechtel, and they'll keep it with the Lady Senators. I think they were afraid of this Borden group coming uncorked or unhinged again like they did in the first half several times. Griffiths will get it from Watson, and she'll slow it up now, work it between the circles, and put the offense in motion. Maddie's pass deflected out, picked up by Griffiths. Nice post feed to Miller. Turnaround fadeaway won't go off the glass. Left it short. Rebound last touched by the Lady Senators on the fight for the rebound. 5:48 to play. Coach, you're going to have to keep his pressure cranked up and stay with active feet and hands as they come out with a 2-2-1. Russell almost gets the steal, and then on the deflection, Maddie with another steal. Turnover number 9 for the Lady Braves, and Watson will leave it off in the center circle on that Bulldog logo to Griffiths, who will wait for the offense to settle in again. 2.5 down by in the third. 29-21, Lady Senators out in front by 8. They've led here tonight by as many as 11 on a couple of occasions. Another shot underneath missed. Lady Senators just not able to cash in with those easy ones. Got to think coaches might be up to a 15 or 20 point lead had they hit a lot of these layups early.
Yeah, we've just had a lot of opportunities to make some bunny shots, and we're missing them.
Underneath, Keisha Curry missed a little floater from about 6 feet away, got her own rebound, and then traveled for the 10th time tonight. The Lady Braves give it over on turnovers, and we'll see Taylor Streander check out of the ball game.
Now, right now we're in a 3-2 offensive look, which allows Borden to match up to us just man-to-man, essentially, in that zone.
3-2 matchup for the Lady Braves. 3-2 offensive set for the Lady Senators, and they turn it over for the first time in the half. They've got 7 now in the ball game. With it on the wing, Riley Schindler looks to dribble drive, works against Watson, tosses one up, leaves it short. Rebound fought for on the floor. Maddie comes out of there again with it. Maddie, Johnny on the spot tonight. Coming up with a lot of loose balls, rebounds on the offensive side of things from the weak side, steals. A good job of getting after it. She feeds it to Griffiths. Her little floater off the glass will go, and that's Hattie's first basket of the night. Make it now 31-21. 4:20 and counting. Ball poked away by Russell. Good pressure, and they're going to switch things up. They're going to go from that 2-2-1 back to a 1-2-1-1, and really the difference there, you get a true zone press out of the 2-2-1 just to slow the dribble down, whereas now they go back to this set. You're looking for that immediate all dogs unleashed trap. They get it in the corner, and then Rye's going to get a little nickel dimer on the poke from behind as she tried to swipe it away from Schindler.
Yeah, if we can get them in a situation where we can press them and they can't run the baseline and use Maddie's length on the ball, just gives it a totally different look than that 2-2-1 press we run.
Going to stay in the 1-2-1-1. Again, awkward place at the end of the Lady Senator bench. They'll trigger it in. Lady Senators wanted just enough to let them get it in to get the trap, but they didn't have to worry about it as Griffiths got the steal, then missed the layup. 2 offensive attempts, 3 offensive attempts, and now Maddie will be bumped. Lady Senators doing some work. Griffiths got the steal, gave it off to Watson, who missed. Then Hattie missed on a putback, and Maddie, 3rd time's a charm. She doesn't get the hoop, but she gets the harm, and she'll go to the free throw line with a 10-point lead at 31-21. Maddie to the free throw line. First one is up and left it a bit short. First free throw attempts of the night for Bousman as K-squared. Cassidy Keltner are going to check in and give Rye a break. So we'll go a little bit longer, maybe across the front line with the freshman and the junior. And we're also going to see number 21 check out, Goodridge. And number 12, Streander is going to check back in. Maddie on the year, 14-22, 63% got the second one to fall. Lady Senators 1 out of 4 in this half from the charity stripe, 32-21. Back to that 11-point edge. They feed. Short corner, left side, and on the kick out, 3-ball on the way, in and out, no good. Maddie with another rebound. She's going to kick it out on an outlet, though, and Hattie couldn't handle it. A little hot coming out. Hattie was not ready for it. 3:53 to go. 8 turnovers now for the Lady Senators. 11 for the Lady Braves. Lady Senators going to go a little matchup pressure here. Just going to go straight up, mano a mano. Little dribble drive action for Kate Girton. She's going to turn it over. 5th turnover of the half already, and Maddie to the other end off the steal, gets a basket. Maddie with 14 points now to lead the attack. Another steal, and on the layup attempt, Maddie got it again. Deja vu on that trip. Back-to-back baskets for Maddie. She's got 5 in the quarter, 16 in the ball game. Largest lead of the night at 36-21 before Riley Schindler brings some sanity back to Coach Carmichael in that offense for the Lady Braves. Snaps the streak. Maddie again. She's on fire. Maddie with ice water in the veins knocks down a 3-pointer. Give her 8 now in the period. 39-23. Largest lead of the night for the Lady Senators at 16. Got a proud papa here sitting beside me. I know he's trying to contain his emotions right now, but she has come to life. They've awakened the beast within, and Maddie putting on a clinic here on both ends of the floor. She's exhausted, though. 3:04 to play in the third. Timeout on the floor by Coach Carmichael and the Lady Braves. It's a full timeout. We'll step aside and take one as well. You're listening to the Lady Senators tonight on Salem's 1220.
Walk into Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681. That's 812-883-4681.
Hot third quarter here for the Lady Senators from the field, and Maddie sparking the O. She has got 8 of the team's 12 here in the third quarter. Coach, who taught her to shoot like that?
Herself. She gets out and works at it. You know, she's worked hard on the offensive board, got to the free throw line and defensively, and then her teammates have done a great job in finding her, and it just, you know, combination of everything.
Keltner with a partial block, but there with the offensive rebound and putback is Riley Schindler. She's got 6 of the team's 7, so she's the offensive juggernaut, if you will, for this Lady Braves team in this third quarter. 39-25, 14-point lead for the Lady Senators, and they've got the basketball. Carter Van Cleve forces it into a double team. Luckily, Cora is able to collect it, Coach, as she's hammered from behind across the arm. This will be team foul number 2. On the Lady Braves. Check that team foul number 3 as this one will go on 34. Keisha Curry, her third. Underneath, Lady Senators not able to get anything, so they'll kick it back out. Carter Van Cleve will try from 3. She can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Keltner. She'll have it stripped away. Turnover number 9 for the Lady Senators. Lady Braves fans getting anxious here again in front of us as they break pressure and get into the front court and look to settle down here. Coming up on the 2-minute mark here in this third quarter. Lady Braves fall asleep, throw it over the 10-second line off the back of Taylor Streander. No one home. 7th turnover already in the quarter, Coach. They only had 7 in the first half total.
I don't think these guys think the officials are very good. But,
they might say zeros across the board for this officiating
I don't know whoever
crew.
says that, but maybe. But they fell asleep there on that last possession, and, you know, just kind of happens.
Nice feed from Cora out of the mid-post to Keltner. She missed, but another put-back basket for the Lady Senators by Maddie off an offensive board, 41-25. Maddie's big quarter continues, and we'll have a foul and a reach in the backcourt as the Lady Senators continue to put the foot on the gas defensively here with backcourt pressure. It's a be team foul number 5 against the Lady Senators. And this will be Carter Van Cleve's first. Hattie Griffith's going to get a well-deserved breather, so it's Fouch and Keltner to the 2 freshmen out there with Carter, Van Cleve, Miller, and Bousman for the Lady Senators. Minute 35 and counting here in the third. Schindler kicks it cross court to Girton. Girton shot off the mark, no good. Carter Van Cleve didn't see a girl flying in from behind. It was Riley Schindler out there with Taylor Streander. 2-on-1. Lady Braves win the battle. Get fouled on the putback attempt. Stops the clock with a minute 26 to go in the third. 41-25. Trying to carve into this lead. You got to think the Lady Braves are hoping to get this down to 8 or 10 at the quarter break, Coach.
This is what I was talking about last Tuesday, being a teachable moment and something you learn from. This is about where we were last week, and we just we didn't stay on the gas, and we let them get back in it. They surprised us with the press, and we got a little lackadaisical. So that's important to continue to attack offensively and be physical defensively and attack the boards.
Streander gets the 2 free throws to fall. A 14-point game again at 41-27, but a high post feed to Miller. She's able to cash in, sends it back to 16 at 43-27. 66 seconds to play, and the Lady Braves are going to toss one into their very, very meek and mild cheer block. Turnover number 8 of the period, 15th of the game for the Lady Braves. 62 seconds to play in the period. Lady Senators have the basketball and a sizable lead. Let's see if they can build on it. Again, Miller, high post. She misses from the middle of the paint. Offensive rebound, put back, no good for Keltner, and we'll get an over the back on Taylor Fouch. The freshmen, though, getting their hands dirty in their coach, working the offensive glass. 51.5 seconds to play.
We've got a lot of offensive rebounds as a good look. Carter Van Cleve's done a nice job tonight getting the ball into the post and knocking down some open shots. She made some extra passes in the first half where Maddie was able to, was fortunate to get a knock down a couple threes. And when we had that run, Maddie had a couple buckets there in a row. It was Chelsea finding Maddie. So it's just a matter of complete team effort. And the girls, if they pass the ball like that and move the ball well, then we're in good shape.
Free throw missed on the bonus opportunity.
This official says the hand stayed on top. The other one called a carry, but it looked funny, so we deserve to be called for a carry.
Lady Senators turn it over for the 10th time, 4th of the period on the missed free throw attempt by Kate Girton. So the Lady Braves will have it. Carter Van Cleve with the near steal. They'll kick in the high post, and Boyle's able to knock one down. Her first field goal of the night. She's got 3 in the contest. 43-29. Coming up on a half minute to play. Lady Senators turn it over again. Turnover number 5 of the quarter. Carter Van Cleve to the other end. She's going to foul the shooter, and that is Boyles. And suddenly she comes to life, Coach. She's got 5 all in this period. Looking for point number 6 if she can finish the old-fashioned 3-point play. But as you said, kind of right back to where we were last Tuesday. Lady Senators letting this Borden team hang around. You get to within 10, 12 points, somewhere in that range, you're still in good shape with 8 minutes to play.
Yeah, it's still a ball game, so it's going to be important here. These final 33 seconds to get a bucket and get a stop.
Just like that, the lead finishes down to 11, still a sizable lead, but had a chance with the ball up 16, maybe to throw a dagger into this Lady Braves team defensively, as they've given up quite a bit on the offensive glass. Lady Senators are going to hold for 1. Griffiths has it. She gets it back from Bousman. Back to Griffiths. She's going to control the dribble and give it back now to Maddie. Maddie with 8 seconds back to Hattie. For a game of pitch and catch out front. Maddie dribbles into the high post, feeds it to Miller. Miller loses the handle. Turnover number 6 of the quarter. 12 in the game for the Lady Senators. And we head to the 4th quarter of play. Lady Senators, can they hold on and complete the first part of the mission here, as they're looking for a sectional championship this week here in the Doghouse? They're going to have to play a solid 8 minutes here in this final frame as they lead at 43-32 as we head into the 4th. Stick with us while that 4th quarter right after this.
Caring people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Salem Crossing. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers and solutions and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Salem Crossing, visit ASCSSeniorCare.com or call 812-883-1877. That's 812-883-1877.
Lady Senators get a nice third quarter, outscore the Lady Braves 16-14. Maddie carrying the load offensively with 10 of her 21 coming in that third period as the Lady Braves open up the fourth quarter of play with the rock. Chance to carve into this double-digit lead from the Lady Senators. Underneath, nice feed from Riley Schindler. Down low to Streander. And now we also see Paige Schindler back in with those four personals, Coach. We'll see if they go to attack mode here. Schindler's had to set a long time, too. You got to wonder how long it takes a shooter to get back in their rhythm when they've had to set with those four personals for that long.
Yeah, I see her using her athleticism, getting after us defensively. You know, you don't know how aggressive she can be or will be, but she creates a lot of stuff offensively.
Personal foul's going to go against Hattie Griffiths, her second, Coach. This is probably the thing Coach Russell did not want to see as we open up play here in the fourth. Lady Braves with a good opportunity at the free throw line because they're in the bonus the rest of the way home. And then the Lady Senators fall asleep. And the Lady Braves are going to get fouled. This will be team foul number 10. So, Coach, Lady Braves with a chance to score every time they're fouled unless it's a player control with the clock stopped. Double bonus, but can a 54% team cash in? Well, right now the Lady Braves doing a pretty good job of that.
We got to attack the basketball. That's where we got in trouble last week. We got passive with the basketball.
3 out of 4 for Streander. Lady Senators now with 13 turnovers in the game, and now they're going to apply some three-quarter court 2-2-1 pressure, but they're going to look more to trap out of it. And there's the personal foul that we were expecting probably as they were going to start gambling a little bit, but it's not against Paige Schindler. Instead, it's against Keisha Curry, and that's going to be team foul number 4. But that's her fourth also, Coach.
Yeah, they got 2 girls in foul trouble now, so we got to take care of the basketball.
So over a half minute gone by, Griffiths throws it away. Still to the other end, layup missed by Paige Schindler. Offensive rebound by Streander won't go, and Ryan Russell clears it, and then she travels as she drags the pivot foot. So the wheels coming off a little bit for the Lady Senators here, with some chances to capitalize. Coach Russell says, you know what, I've seen enough, time to put a cork in this, and we're going to see if we can slow down the pace and talk this over. Coach Russell burns his first timeout of the night with 7:17 to go, and while we have a moment, Coach, let's aside for station identification as you listen to coverage of Sectional 61 here and the Lady Senators on WSLM.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
Lady Braves still on the timeout while we have a chance. Becky wanted me to remind everyone on Valentine's Day, February 14th, the radio station will turn 64 years old. WSLM will have a birthday on Valentine's Day, always a big day at the station. She wanted me to also remind fans that it was not the owner's 64th birthday, but we'll have to go back and check a birth certificate just to make sure. Lady Senators back to action on the defensive side of things, trying to keep this Lady Braves team at bay. They made a nice run last week on Tuesday as the Lady Braves turn it over. But, Coach, it was like a 21-point lead that evaporated quickly, and the Lady Braves just got too close for comfort in that matchup in the regular season last week.
Here they come with this extended trap. We need to hit sideline.
Get it across court to Carter Van Cleef. Didn't look like she kept the toe, the ball of her foot down, but Craig Becker disagrees. That's already 10 turnovers in the half, now 16 in the game for the Lady Senators. So turnovers plus putting a team in the bonus in the third quarter, probably not the little formula or equation that Coach Russell wanted to use to put this one away. Lady Senators still up by 8 at 43-35. Deep three from the corner won't go for Paige Schindler. Rebound tracked down as she's able to come up with it at the timeline. Fell with the basketball. No ball in the high post. They're going to have a travel. Whew.
Twice.
caught a break there as Riley Schindler hit the little floater, but Bechtel says no. You drug your pivot foot, walked with it. 10 turnovers now for the Lady Braves also in this half. Both teams having trouble with taking care of the basketball. Russell skips it cross court. Nice feed on the low block to Miller, who feeds to a wide open Rihanna Watson. Miller stopped for a minute. Don't know if she maybe tweaked something or not. Kind of bent over, but Russell able to feed to Miller, who gave it up on the assist to Watson. Watson just with 4 points on the night. Make it 45-35, back to a double-digit lead. And then underneath on the cross-court feed, Lady Braves going to turn it over. That's now 11 and a half, 18 in the game for the Lady Braves. Cassidy Keltner's going to check in. Miller's going to check out. I'm not sure. She grabbed both of her legs on the back, grabbed those calves. I'm not sure. Maybe she's not suffering from a little dehydration or some cramps. Rihanna Watson breaks full court pressure. 2-on-1 break. She's going to stop and pop. Rye's got 4 just like that. 4 over 6 coming in the last 2 trips. So we dip under 6 minutes to go in regulation. 47-35. 12-point advantage for the Lady Senators. Maddie with the near steal. They give it back to Paige Schindler. She tries to split the double team. And then Carter Van Cleve tried to come up with the steal, but we'll stay right here. And we're going to have a substitution. 34, Keisha Curry's going to check in, and 24, Kate Girton's going to have a seat. Coach Carmichael only going 7 deep tonight in her lineup. Strander gets it in the backcourt. She'll walk it across. Lady Senators a little 3-2 half-court pressure. Little runner won't go for Riley Schindler. An offensive rebound again, though, by the Lady Braves. And Coach Russell immediately turns around to one of his bigs, Cora Miller, and says, "You ready? Let's go. Need you on the boards." 5:37 to go. Foul's going to go against number 10, Cassidy Keltner. That's going to be her 4th, team foul number 11. And back to the free throw line the Lady Braves go as Keisha Curry leaves that one short. Now just 1 of 3 on the night.
Cora's got to do a good job. We'll watch Cora's feet here. See if she steps up the lane or in the lane. She better step up the lane with Riley Schindler down low with her. Get her boxed out.
She is an athlete that'll get after it. But Curry able to knock that one down. She's now 2 of 4 on the night. Make it now 47-36. Carter Van Cleve races it into the front court. Splits the double team. Got away with a double dribble. Yeah. I'll be honest with you there as Russell goes in.
Knocks it
down. It's going to be
a
counted in 1. I was waiting to make sure Bechtel didn't signal it the other way as he put the fist in the air for the foul. Russell with an acrobatic runner in the paint. Goes to the floor with a Lady Brave. And she is able to have a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play.
We got
Russell with 8 now in the game.
We did get away with a double by Carter.
Oh, my.
I'm not sure if everyone else saw Paige Schindler grab her arm as well. That would have been her 5th foul. So I think they would rather us get away with a double than her go sit on the bench.
I would agree. 49-36. Russell at the free throw line. In and out, no good. Rebound comes off to Riley Schindler. Russell with 8 in the ball game. Just about a half point above her season average. 3 ball on the way for Paige Schindler, won't go. Rebound fought for, and Watson comes out of there with it, but then she travels with the basketball. 11 turnovers in the half, now 17 in the game for the Lady Senators.
You got to slow down after the rebound.
Lady Senators, they'll go a little matchup 2-3 here. Maddie, Cora, and Rye underneath. Ryan Russell with the poke away. Carter Van Cleve and Russell in the backcourt right now for the Lady Senators. Curry out there with the Schindler twins, as well as Streander and Boyles back to the original 5. And underneath, Riley Schindler splits defenders and gets underneath for a layup, 49-38. We'll have a stoppage of play as the ball rolls into the tunnel. Maddie will get it from Bechtel, and she will be the one to trigger it in. 5:05 to play. She'll have it deflected off the backboard. Good hands by Curry as she flipped it off to the side of the backboard. Lady Senators will go again. They'll go a 1-4 set now. Maddie looking to throw long, throws it to Carter Van Cleve, who gathers it in off the tip. They feed to Russell. She's going to go up. Skies one off the backboard, misses the layup, and Cora Miller crashes the offensive glass, gets another basket. She's got 6, and it's 51-38. Back to a 13-point edge. Schindler, dribble drive against Maddie. Couldn't get the layup. Gets her own rebound, though. Splits a double. Maybe double dribbles. Has it stripped away by Carter Van Cleve to the other end. Chelsea got fouled maybe, don't know, but she was able to capitalize. No whistle. Thought she might have took a little bit of contact, but Carter Van Cleve into double figures now with 10, 53-38. Lady Senators gamble again, nearly come up with a steal. Schindler gathers it in. She'll race it back into the front court and have it blocked by Miller. Looked like a clean swat. But they'll bail her out, and Schindler will go to the free throw line. And for Cora, she'll pick up another personal. This will be team foul number 12 of the half. And for Cora, her third personal of the night. But what a presence Cora has been around the rim, blocking and altering shots tonight, Coach, as Schindler misses the first.
She does a great job of that. Sometimes gets herself in trouble. You know, if she'll just stand her ground on some of these fouls tonight, she'd been in perfect position.
Second free throw is up and good. Schindler missed the first, so she's got 7 despite all the foul trouble. Coming up on the halfway point here of the period, Carter Van Cleve's going to be bumped in the backcourt, and this foul's going to go on Keisha Curry, and that's going to be all she wrote for Curry. She'll be eliminated with those 5 personals. Team foul number 5 as well. So she's going to check out, and the tears will roll a little bit as she's afraid perhaps that this season could be coming to an end, but Curry just a junior. Curry checks out of the ball game with 4 points on the night. Lady Senators get it in the backcourt. Russell gives it right back to Maddie. And she's going to run the point out there right now. Nice dribble drive. Kick the Miller 3 ball way long. Ryan Russell, offensive rebound, back up and in. Good job. This Senator team really impressive on the weak side offensive boards tonight, Coach.
Yeah, we've done a nice job getting in position. There's a foul right there.
A steal by Carter Van Cleve. Maddie gets it, gives it off to Rye. Rye spins, goes in, got fouled, no call. Rebound fought for, and the Lady Braves will touch it last.
She jumped from out of bounds back in.
Jumped and tried to save it back in, so 55-39, 16-point lead for the Lady Senators, trying to salt this one away. 3:43 to go. They'll have it underneath. Watson back to Maddie, left it short. Russell fighting for the rebound, but it comes off on the ricochet to Carter Van Cleve. She stops. Nice pump fake. Jumper won't go. Watson offensive rebound. Back up and in. Watson with 6 of her 8 here in this fourth quarter of play. Largest lead of the night at 57-39. Lady Senators looking to put the final nail in the coffin. Dribble drive by Streander, gets herself in a bit of trouble. She had to give it off in the corner to Girton. Girton right back to Streander on the step through. Nice pump fake. Couldn't get the jumper to go. Rebound for Boyles. Back up. She couldn't get it to go. Caught a break there. It looked like Riley Schindler went over the back of Carter Van Cleve, but last touched by the Lady Braves. 13 turnovers in this half alone for Borden. 20 in the game. Lady Senators have given it up 11 times in this half. 17 in the contest. Maddie will bring it up. She works the dribble now and be trapped in the backcourt. Tries to throw it to Watson. It'll be turnover number 12 of the half for the Lady Senators. Probably going to have to get a little guard help in there as Griffith's sitting on the bench with 2 personals.
Yeah, Maddie's more comfortable at a 2 or a 3, not running a point. So
she's going to dig back in defensively, though, here as she goes to work on Paige Schindler. Schindler off the double team, gives it off to Streander. Her 3 won't go. Offensive rebound, no, won't go, as Russell's going to be tagged with the personal, and Riley Schindler goes back to the free throw line where she's already 3 of 4 on the night. Team foul number 13 for the Lady Senators, as this one's going to go on Russell, and now she has 4. She joins a host of players as well as Keltner and Paige Schindler with those 4 personals. And the first free throw up and no good as it rims out. All around the edge of that rim. Just would not go down. Riley Schindler with 1 more. Second one is up and good. 3 points in the quarter for her. She's got 16 in the ball game. 57-40. Lady Senators easily breaking the pressure. 3-on-2 break. Kick to Russell in the corner in front of the Senator fans. She can't get it to go either. Senators maybe want to start looking at trying to eat some clock here, Coach.
Yeah.
Even if they've got open looks.
That's something we didn't do in the regular season game with them. We start taking quick shots.
Deep 3 for Paige Schindler won't go. Russell come out of there with the defensive rebound. Now we'll see if they can start chewing on that clock a little bit. Carter Van Cleve, though, goes in. A little floater will go, and they're going to wave it off. It's going to go as a turnover and an offensive foul.
She did a nice job jump stopping. She just probably one too many dribbles, but that was a nice move. It just happens.
Team foul number 14 on the Lady Senators, but due to it being a player control, Lady Braves will have it as they'll walk it up. 2:09 to go. 57-40. Lady Senators in front. Back to that 1-2-2 or 3-2 trapping look on the wings. Had the poke away. 3 ball for Girton. It's way off the mark. Rebound put back up by Goodridge, and she'll be fouled. This will be team foul number 15. Gonna have to start checking bodies off the glass, Coach. They've done a good job of crashing the offensive boards, but right now the Lady Senators just giving up too many opportunities. We talked about it in the pregame, one of the keys to victory. It's got to be one and dones, especially when you're trying to ice it away at the end.
Yeah, and we just got to quit fouling. We're stopping the clock. We're putting them on the line, just dragging this thing out. So
this will be free throw number 12 for those counting at home in this fourth quarter alone. Luckily, Goodridge misses both. Watson with the rebound. Only 1 field goal by this Lady Braves team in this fourth quarter, Coach. So that tells you what they're relying on, getting to the line with that clock stopped. They're going to have to string together some baskets as the Lady Senators throw it away, and we're going to have a personal foul. So that's 14 giveaways in this half, 20 in the ball game. Gary Wiedemann with the call. We'll go to the other end of the floor. Team foul number 16. Guess who? Paige Schindler. You almost guess it's going to be her or Riley taking shots here down the stretch for the Lady Braves. But this one's slowly slipping away. She throws up a brick on that first attempt. Schindler now just 2 of 5 on the night. 57-40. Lady Senators on the next Borden foul will be in the bonus. Second free throw's up and good for Paige Schindler. She's got 2 in this half, just 8 in the ball game, but again has battled foul trouble all night long. Carter around the double team, stops, pops, missed it. Rebound comes off to a tie-up, and a good tie-up by Goodridge as she takes Russell to the floor. But again, you had the open jumper, probably ought to pull it out and start chewing that clock.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised to see Coach Russell take a timeout to maybe get that message across here if it continues.
Yeah, when you're up 16,
underneath,
you want to work the ball a little bit.
Watson goes to the floor. Miller got it on the inbounds pass.
Stand out here right now. They can come get you.
They're going to. They're going to start applying pressure, but Paige Schindler not wanting to give up that 5th personal. Watson tries to kick it across on the baseline, but it was deflected. Last touch by the Lady Braves. Coach Russell, there it is. Both hands comes out, and he says, hey, let's slow our roll a little bit and chill with this 16-point lead.
Yeah, we're just trying to play too fast in the half court when you're up 16 with a minute and a half to go.
81 seconds to the finish line. Senators trying to cap this one off. They'll meet the Lady Hornets on Friday night semifinal number 2. Underneath, nice feed from Russell to Miller. She misses. Russell back up and in with an offensive putback. Ryan Russell, the freshman, 6 points in this period, 12 in the game as she goes into double figures. Nearly double her average on the season. 59-41. Long 3 off the mark, no good by the Lady Braves. Out of bounds to the Lady Senators with 57.5. And we'll see here what Coach Carmichael decides to do. She's going to wave the flag, Coach.
Yep.
42. Dayton Nell going to check into the ball game. We'll try to get all these subs accounted for. Number 20, Madison Owens, checks in, a 5'4" sophomore. Number 32 also will check in, Hannah McKinley, a 5'8" sophomore. Number 25, Gabby Thomas, also in, a 5'7" sophomore. And Coach Russell and his crew going to celebrate a victory as he's going to empty the bench. We're going to see Bailey roll in for the first time tonight for the Lady Senators, 5'4" and a junior. Out there with Allie Brown as well, number 22. Allie Brown, 5'3" and a junior, checking in for her first minutes of the night. Courtney Knapp, the other senior on this team, a 5'7" senior, nearly a point per ball game in. Out there with Hattie Griffiths and Fouch. Lady Senators all smiles right now as they start to chew on the clock. Hattie comes back in to start dribbling the air out of it. Lady Senators 59-41. They take care of business. And I know if I was Brad McCammon and the Lady Hornets, the last thing I want to look at is this swarming defense on Friday night.
Yeah, we do a great job of extending it. We've got good length on the wings up top. We really get after it. We do a great job on the offensive boards. So, you know, we hope we can keep this thing up. You know, if we're going to win a title, it's going to be done on the defensive end. We got the shooters, but you never know on any given night how you're going to shoot the ball. But you know your effort on defense can be there every single night. So it'll be important that we keep that pace for the next 2 games of this sectional title run. But girls did a great job tonight. It was one of those play 4 quarters, and at times it got tight, but we held strong. We weathered storms and ended up winning this thing by 18, 59-41.
As time expires off the clock, Lady Senators in firm control, and the Senator fan base, Senator Nation across the way, very supportive on their feet, and that cheer block loud and proud. And they'll come back into the doghouse on Friday night, and they will be wild and raring to go, as they'll have the Lady Hornets and Brad McCammon's crew whenever they come into the doghouse on Friday. Semifinal number 2, the first game on Friday. The first semifinal will feature the Lady Tigers of Crothersville, who won a thriller in the first game tonight to open up tournament play, 49-47 over Mike Lang's Trinity Lutheran Lady Cougars. They will face Jared Gilbert's Lady Dogs, who got the other bye in that first game on Friday. But a couple of interesting semifinal matchups, maybe more of an even matchup in that first game.
Yeah, that first game was interesting. Orleans had an opportunity to get the bye, and they're at home, so that's always a great draw for the home team. And Crothersville have to go into overtime, so I think Trinity Lutheran and Crothersville went into overtime in regular season. So that went right down to the wire, and it'll be interesting to see what that game 1 looks like this coming Friday.
We're going to step aside, take a break. Time to start crunching those numbers, and we'll come back to begin our special Lady Senator edition of our Ace Hardware of Salem post-game show. All of the activities and festivities here after tonight's win for the Lady Senators by 18. They roll the Lady Braves here in Game 2 on the night. Game 1 for the Lady Senators. So Phase 1 complete. Phase 2 coming up on Friday against the Lady Hornets. We'll come back. We'll talk more about that one, and we'll run down all the stats and scoring from tonight's Lady Senator victory here in Sectional 61. You're listening to the Lady Senators tonight on 1220, 97.9, and online stream www.senatorradio.com or on Facebook and Twitter.
Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here's the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Head on down to Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem and get your new or used Ford, Ram, Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep. Stop in the new office at 207 South Main Street right here in Salem for the best deals in the Kentuckiana area. See Steve, Travis, or Neil and give them an idea of what you're looking for. Whether it's new or used, the guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will work hard to put you in the ride of your life. Check out the new Ford and Ram trucks, as well as their new crossovers and SUVs. Or if new is not in your budget, the no-pressure guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will help you find a certified pre-owned vehicle. Stop in today at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for the best deals in the Kentuckiana area. Call today at 812-883-3481 or check them out online at eddiegilstrapmotors.com. Don't forget the body shop and come see the all-new Detail Center and speak to Brian Fisher about what he can do for all your detailing needs.
Lady Senators roll here in their opener in Sectional 61 play tonight as they win at 59-41 the final over the Lady Braves. Outstanding balance tonight. Much like the boys, they get three gals in double figures, 21, 12 and 10, and then a couple more with 6 apiece. Good balance throughout with the scoring. Probably like to see him get to the line a little bit more, but great job overall. And perhaps, you know, this is only the second time I've watched this Lady Senator team play this season. Shame on me, but I was most impressed tonight by their ability to crash that backside offensive glass. Man, did they put it to work in that first half, especially able to get some putbacks. Pretty impressive job.
Yeah, that's kind of what sealed the game away was the offensive rebounds there at the end with some putbacks. I mean, we had 39 total rebounds, and 21 of those were offensive.
Impressive work.
21 offensive rebounds to 18 defensive. You know, we would like to get to the line more, but we're going to shoot the ball from the perimeter a lot. You know, a team that zoned us a lot tonight, and with the shooters we have, you're not going to get fouled a lot when you're shooting the ball from the perimeter, and you got to shoot a high percentage. But you know, we did what we needed to do, and as I said earlier, we got to remember it's 4 quarters. Be patient, weather storms, you know, get up through those valleys and those kinds of things. And I felt like we did. You know, we didn't panic. We could have panicked like we did last Tuesday because we were kind of getting back in that same scenario. We were at about a 12-point lead, and then it dwindled to 8 real quick off some turnovers. Too many turnovers. I think we had 12 or 13 in that second half, something like that.
And the important thing, I think, for most fans to realize now, you've got that first game behind you. The jitters have got to be, the butterflies have to be out the window.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's a tournament game, and every game could be your last when you go into the postseason. But, Coach, you got a Medora team that's coming in. They're kind of lacking in confidence, probably not a great season. This is a program that traditionally struggles, with no disrespect to Coach McCammon, but just a group that hasn't ever really found a rhythm, you know, over the course of their program's history. It's got to be a game Friday night where they come in and they put the hammer down quick.
Yeah, it's important for us to, you know, against Shoals last week, I didn't feel like we, you know, Coach Russell will speak of that. He wasn't very happy at halftime because we didn't get out on them quickly like we should and stay on top. And that's something I'm sure will be a teaching point this week coming in, you know, with this Friday's game with Medora, that it's going to be not just how you start or finish, but how you maintain for 4 quarters. And you want to play at a high level every quarter, every minute that you can. And it's important to play at that high level Friday night to carry that, hopefully with the win, into Saturday.
We're going to step aside here for just a second, or Coach Bowden is rather, and take off the cans, and he's going to pass them over to victorious coach tonight, head coach Darren Russell of the Lady Senators, joins us here on our Ace Hardware of Salem Lady Senator post-game wrap-up here from the Doghouse. Coach, an impressive win. So, Coach Bousman, you know, it's the only second time I've watched you guys play. That's shame on me. I was impressed by the offensive board work, especially on the weak side glass in that first half, really taking it to the Lady Braves.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's something we want to do. We're going to get shots up, and there's going to be opportunities, and that's something that we've gotten a lot better at over the course of the year. At the beginning of the year, you know, our weak side wings was just standing out behind the three-point line, not moving. And, you know, as the year went on, they started realizing if they crash the boards, they've got opportunities to score. And, you know, they're doing that. And, you know, it's just we survived. The first little bit, you know, you could tell there was a lot of jitters and nerves. And, you know, but once we settled down and got it going up and down, getting our pace and, you know, hitting the shots. I think Maddie hit a couple, Ryan hit a couple. And, you know, that – I knew we was going to have to do that. You know, they were going to take Rihanna and Cora away inside and, you know, take their chances on our outside shooters. Unfortunately, they were able to step up and hit. You know, Chelsea, I think, stepped up and hit a couple there in the second quarter. So, you know, we were able to hit enough shots from the perimeter to keep them, you know, from just completely sagging inside. And, you know, the main thing is we won. What do I have? Her and Cora had
6.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we get 12 points from our 2 starting post players and win by what, 19, something like that. 18. You know, I feel pretty good. I mean, and what that does is Crothersville was sitting there, and I'm sure they're thinking, you know, if they get to the final game, if we're fortunate enough to be there, you know, how do we play them? Because I don't think they can match up with us man-to-man, and if they want to sit in the zone and we're shooting like that, you know, it could be a lot of fun for the Senators.
Well, and that's the thing, Coach. It's just like a baseball analogy. You know, if a hitter wants to break out of a slump, You just got to keep swinging
Yep.
that bat when you get into the batter's box. Same thing happened here tonight. You get a couple of triples early, one from Maddie and one from Ryan in that first quarter, but you just couldn't settle into a rhythm.
Right.
And, you know, it was a tight game, 10-9, but then you come out in that second quarter, you're able to knock down 5 triples, and that kind of opened up that lead. And that was that nice 11-0 spurt from the end of the first quarter to the second quarter that gave you that breathing room.
Yeah, and, you know, and that's what our kids understand is we are rhythm shooters. I mean, if we get a kid hitting a couple shots, I mean, everybody's confident shooting that. And, you know, that's kind of what happened. And, you know, and we put Chelsea in they were extending their wings out onto Ryan and Maddie, and the top of the key was wide open. And you know, Hattie wasn't on tonight with that shot. So we put Chelsea in there to see if she could be able to knock him down, and she did. And, you know, and that's what I was talking about before the game is, you know, we have 8 kids that we can put in at any time and be contributors. I think all 8 of those kids have scored in double figures at some point during the course of the season. So, you know, we've got some depth, and, you know, it's probably a good thing because we were in a lot of foul trouble by the end of the game.
I tell you what, you caught a break tonight. The Schindler girls, outstanding athletes, but Coach Carmichael, you know, decides to gamble 3 personals. Then she picks up that 4th one. So I know that had to be a little bit of a breather. On the other hand, you looked at, you know, the way you closed, and we talked about it in the pregame, how you closed that first matchup with them last week, and you let them kind of come back in with pressure and some bad decisions or bad possessions there late in the ball game. And tonight it was a matter of, you know, they were kind of hanging around that 10-point mark for a while and in the double bonus.
Exactly. And, you know, and that's something when they brought Paige back in with 3 fouls, you know, I told our kids, we're going straight at her. Make her play defense or you're going to get a layup. And I think it was right after I said that, she reached and fouled, and that's 4 fouls. And now she's got to sit the rest of the half. She's got to sit out the entire third quarter. And, you know, it didn't hurt them as much as what I thought it would. I felt like, you know, we should have really, really extended at that point. But I think psychologically for the kids, they thought the same thing and thought, you know, we'll just go out there and play. But I'll tell you what, one of the biggest differences in this game between the 2 teams was our crowd. I mean,
it was an awesome environment.
We had an awesome environment. You know, those kids were up yelling and screaming, even during the warm-ups. That's what Coach Clemens and Coach Sullivan was talking about, is they picked some kids out, and they got on them pretty good, and their kids are just sitting out there shaking their heads like, I can't hit, I can't do anything. I mean, so our fans got in their heads.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we hope that they're going to come back Friday night, and hopefully we're playing on Saturday night, and they're back for that too.
Coach, I look at the scorebook, and maybe the last thing that really pops to me whenever I look at this scoreboard, Borden in the 4th quarter, 9 points, just 1 field goal. The other 7 come from the free throw line. They were 7 of 14 in that final frame. But when you look on our side of the scorebook, no threes.
Right.
No free throws made, all 2-point buckets. So I think that's showing some maturity and growth in your younger players and your fairly young roster. Finish at 2-point range. Don't settle for those outside shots. Get it done inside to cap off a game like this.
That's exactly right. You know, if we would have came out in that 4th quarter and just kept firing up threes, you would have probably seen me take another timeout and lose some more hair, which I don't need to do. But, you know, that they have grown. They've grown throughout the course of the year, and, you know, and they're hopefully starting to peak right at the right time.
Coach, great job tonight. Congratulations. Huge win, 59-41 over the Lady Braves, giving you the season sweep over them. And now look forward to a matchup with the Lady Hornets on Friday night, semifinal number 2. We'll be back at the Doghouse, and we'll talk to you prior to the tip.
Thank you very much, Misty. We certainly appreciate having you here and Craig on live stream. I mean, great support for the Lady Senators, and we appreciate it.
Hope we keep it rolling.
I hope so, too.
Coach
Thanks
Russell joins us here on our Ace Hardware Salem post-game show. Let's go right into some of the scoring tonight. First for the Lady Braves, who in their season now at 9-14 overall. Of course, they finished 1-4 in the Southern Athletic Conference. Tonight, just 1 player in double figures. That's Riley Schindler with 16 points on the night, just 4 above her season average. Taylor Streander with 7, Paige Schindler with 8 despite those foul troubles. So the Twins close out their careers with 24 combined points. Josie Voiles with 6, Keisha Curry with 4, Madison Owens, Amanda Goodrich, Kate Girton, Gabby Thomas, Hannah McKinley, and Dayton Nail all play. A lot of that in closing minutes when this game was already settled, and Coach Carmichael waved the white flag. None of those players able to tally, though, off the bench. Lady Braves went 16 of 28 from the free throw line for 57% in the game after going just 5 of 8 in that first half of play. Big stat line for them, though, 13 turnovers in that second half. Hard to make a run against a team when you're giving the rock up that much. So 20 turnovers in all for the Lady Braves here tonight. Meanwhile, for the victorious Lady Senators, now 15-10. Didn't even get to talk about that with Coach Russell, but a school record 15 wins now for this Lady Senator team as they get 3 players in double figures. Our leading scorer for the night and game high scorer, Maddie Bowsman, 21 points, 10 of those 21 coming in that third quarter run that she had all on her own. Hit back-to-back 2-point field goals and then a big dagger 3 there toward the end of the period. So 21 on the night for Maddie, including 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and she had 4 triples on the night. 12 for Ryan Russell, including a couple of triples and 3 makes from 2-point range. She was 0 for 3, though, from the free throw line. Hattie Griffiths chips in a 2-point basket for her lone 2 of the evening. Cora Miller, Rihanna Watson, Coach talked about it. The 2 bigs for this Lady Senator team chip in 6 apiece. So a good night, but a quiet night for those 2, but they've done a lot of other good things on the glass for the Lady Senators here in this win. Chelsea Carter, Van Cleve, Cassidy Keltner, and Taylor Fouch get a lot of minutes playing time here-wise tonight. She chips in 10 off the bench, including 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Keltner and Fouch do not tally, but they had plenty of good looks off of offensive rebound putback attempts. Just couldn't get anything to go. Bailey Roll, Allie Brown, and Courtney Knapp all check in. They're in the closing seconds, closing minutes, but are also unable to tally for the Lady Senators, who finished the night with the 59 points, good enough for the win. They go 3 of 8, though, from the free throw line on the night for 37%. Again, Coach Russell talking about that, wanting to see more free throws as they progress here in the tournament. They also turned it over 20 times as well tonight, 14 of those 20 coming in that second half of play to 13 for the Lady Braves. So a lot of back-and-forth basketball, a lot of turnovers on both teams' parts. Scoring after 1 went like this, 10-9. Lady Senators were out in front, but they used that 11-0 spurt going into the first few minutes of the second quarter to open up their first double-digit lead at 19-9, and they outscored the Lady Braves 17-9 in that second period. They outscored the Lady Braves 16-14 in the third, which takes them to a 43-32 advantage heading into the fourth, and they outscore the Lady Braves 16-9. Coach, I don't know if you noticed this or not. All 2-point field goals for the Lady Senators in the fourth. Lady Braves, just 1 field goal. Everything else had to be earned at the charity stripe. So the Lady Senators prevail 59-41. You've got some final team statistics for us as well.
Yeah, from inside the arc, the Senators were 16 of 45 at 35%. Beyond the arc, 3 of 8 at 37%. Overall percentage of the night, that's a lot of shot attempts. We were 24 of 74, 32%. For the Braves, inside the arc, they were 11 of 34 at 32%. Beyond the arc, they were 1 of 13 at 7% overall, 12 of 47, shooting 25%. You mentioned free throws. We were 3 of 8. They were 16 of 28. As Coach Russell said, we'd like to get to the line a little more, but even when we do get to the line, we need to be more efficient than that. 14 assists for the Senators to the Braves, 3 assists. 3 blocks for us, 2 for the Braves. Offensive rebounds we talked about where we kind of own the boards, 21-14, 18 defensive rebounds for the Senators, 19 for the Braves. We won the rebounding battle of 39-33. 12 steals by the Lady Senators, 6 by the Lady Braves. Turnovers we need to cut down Friday, cut those down in going into, if we're fortunate enough to make it into that championship game on Saturday, take care of the basketball a little bit better, but we had 19 turnovers to the Lady Braves, 17 turnovers.
We're going to step aside. We'll take our final break here from the Doghouse. When we come back, we'll come back and name our Ace Hardware Salem Player of the Night for the Lady Senators, and we'll take a quick peek at Friday night's matchup once more with the Lady Hornets in semifinal action. You're listening to the Lady Senators tonight on 1220 and 97.9 on the FM dial.
changing light bulbs when you have a high ceiling in your family room.
David came into Ace looking for light bulbs. I told him LED bulbs can last up to 20 years, so he wouldn't have to change them as often. Plus, they're more energy efficient.
Ace is the place that knows how much help it takes to change a light bulb.
Select 4-packs of Ace brand LED bulbs are $6.99 all month long at Ace Hardware of Salem. View more January Red Hot buys at facebook.com/Ace Hardware of Salem.
For the final time here at Orleans High School inside the doghouse, where tonight the Senators prevail. Lady Senators win at 59-41 over the Lady Braves. Time to name our player of the night, brought to you by Ace Hardware of Salem, and that'll go to our leading scorer on the night, a game-high 21 points for Madeline Grace Bousman, along with 9 rebounds, 5 steals, and 3 dimes dished out for the Lady Senators forward/guard Maddie Russell Westbrook-like performance, doing it in all phases of the game. So congratulations to Maddie Bousman, our Ace Hardware player of the night. Senators get the win here, win number 15, school record for the program as more accomplishments roll on, but I know that's the farthest thing probably from this crew's mind, as they're looking for some hardware to bring back to Camelsburg on Friday, but it'll be phase 2 most importantly, as they have to take on a Lady Hornets team that'll be hungry for an upset.
Yeah, team records are great to accomplish and great to recognize, but the eye, what their eyes are on is that prize of winning a sectional title, and they've worked hard. They've done a lot and had a lot of help throughout their younger years building this moment. Whether it's the past coaches they've had, the parent involvement to get them to where they need to be, and then just the dedication of each individual player, the time they've put in, and that time's now. They can go accomplish that goal in just 2 more games. So it'll be an exciting moment for them. Something that they've been looking forward to, and it's that goal that's attainable, that's right there in front of them. So now it's just a matter of them cashing in on it.
Just a reminder, in first game action tonight, it was a thriller in overtime. Crothersville, the Lady Tigers prevail 49-47 as they escape the clutches of the Lady Cougars of Trinity Lutheran. So that sets them up with the first semifinal on Friday night, as they will take on the Lady Dogs of Orleans and Coach Jared Gilbert's crew. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip, and then we'll be on the air somewhere around 7:15 for our special pregame show coverage of the Lady Senators here in Sectional 61 in this 42nd annual IHSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament, presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever. And we'll be on the air with that pregame coverage and have a chat with Coach Russell as well before the tip on Friday night. Coach, final thought?
I was proud of the girls. I'm super excited with the effort that they gave. You could tell they were tight early in the game, and kind of just the sectional atmosphere. That's nerve-wracking, and I was proud of how they rose up to that challenge and overcame that and stayed steady for 4 quarters and was able to accomplish what needed to be accomplished. Now they just need to continue to go with that, and and I'm sure you've mentioned it. Our student section was amazing tonight. The support was great. When you look across the gym, and we fill our section of the gym up that's allotted for us, and so the fan base is great. We hope it continues to grow for this weekend for the girls. We're thankful for the listeners, for the viewers, and all the support the Lady Senators have this year. So 1 down, 2 to go. Let's go get it.
And it will happen Friday night. Again, we'll be on the air around 7:15 with our pregame show coverage. As we close tonight's coverage of Lady Senator basketball here on WSLM and Sectional 61 action, we want to thank the people that bring this broadcast to you, to your home or car, or wherever you've been watching and listening from tonight. Those sponsors include John Jones GM City, our pregame show sponsor, as well as Eddie Gilstrap Motors, bringing you the Lady Senator halftime report, and our Ace Hardware of Salem postgame show sponsorship. Be sure to stop in and check out their new February bargains of the month, as they'll roll over and roll in starting tomorrow, as well as McDonald's on South Main Street, Meadowview Healthcare, and Salem Crossing, because without their generous support, we wouldn't be able to do this job we love so much. So let those sponsors know how much they are truly appreciated. And of course, we want to thank the fans for tuning in to tonight's broadcast coverage, whether you have been listening on WSLM or joining us live with the live stream feed. For our studio producer and engineer back at the station on Radio Ridge tonight, Miss Becky White, great job as always. For my broadcast partner, Mr. Philip Bousman, and for our statistician and live stream operator, Craig Akers, this is Misty Jones saying so long and good night from the Bulldogs home court here in the doghouse at Orleans High School. Lady Senators victorious tonight in sectional 61 play as they roll 59-41. They'll meet the Lady Hornets on Friday night, and that's when we'll talk to you next. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night, everybody.